Hi from Reveille Peak Ranch. It's Friday night and we're here to camp overnight so that we don't have to do much work in the morning to start off our day at the Tejas Trails Pandora's Box of Rocks Marathon. Um, this is kind of a revenge race for me, trying to make sure that I get my nutrition spot on and bring all the lessons I learned at Hell's Hills forward here for my next trail racing adventure. So I'll do some hourly check-ins and we'll see how the race goes. We're just 2 minutes away from the start. Here we go. I got everything. I feel like I'm feeling pretty good. And I'll check in every hour. All right, 1 hour in. We've gone, I think, 2.96 miles, so almost 3 miles, and I'm okay on my tailwind. Bottle's almost empty, but it is a little chilly this morning, so it's not surprising that I didn't chug through it. And then I have had a lemon gel for food, and then the hardest thing so far is just trying to keep my anxiety down. And keep my heart rate down and just settle into the warm-up hour. So let's see where we go from here. Hour 2 check-in. We've gone a little bit longer than 2 hours. Actually, it's 2 hours, 13 minutes. And we've gone 6 miles now, going a little bit slower, but it's a lot of uphill and pretty technical. I'm a little bit behind on my tailwind, my second tailwind bottle, but food is on track. And hardest thing is still keeping my anxiety down. So maybe eventually that will wear off. Talk to you later. Okay, 2 hours and 40 minutes in, I had to stop because I needed to do a bio break, but I'm always prepared for these kind of backcountry emergencies, and I will show you guys all the different products I use up here. Brian went ahead and kept going, so we have now split up. I'm going to be behind. I think my anxiety, I've just had really high anxiety on this race so far for some reason. I'll do a whole nother video about that another time. But at the last aid station, which was not really that far ago, it was maybe moments ago really, I took a tiny little shot of Coca-Cola, and maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe the instant burst of sugar and bubbles, also with the caffeine, was not a good idea. Maybe that was just the last thing that tipped me over and made me have to take a break. So I am now like way behind where I wanted to be, but I still feel good. I actually feel much better now. And I'm still feeling good. Like I still think I'm doing good on my nutrition and everything. So I think this was just an anxiety thing and not like anything else, not my nutrition or anything like that. So hopefully we're in a better spot now and we can move forward for the rest of the race. So the clock time is 9:44. I'm just getting back on the trail after my little side excursion there. And I was looking at my food plan, and at 9:15 I was supposed to have had some sport beans, but I didn't. I just realized it because Brian ran off. He has all my salt tabs and salt pills. I do have some base salts with me, so at the next aid station I'll just have to grab some tabs too for some extra salts, because that was a lesson I learned from Hell's Hills with the salt. And look, they made these little pavers out of the granite. Isn't it pretty? I don't know how slow I'm going to be able to go up here because I hear some people behind me. I just hit mile 7. That was a 38-minute mile. We're just going to pretend that mile didn't happen. Oh my goodness. There's like a whole little chapel up here. Little benches. Oh my God, this is beautiful. And we're back around to the cross. Okay, a couple little bridges, but the trail goes off that way, so that's where I'm headed. Hour 3 check-in, 7 miles and 7.3. I am like way behind where I want to be. I want to be at 9. But I just noticed on my food plan, because I'm eating every 45, and because that showed up, like my 45 is at 10 a.m. clock time, that I only wrote refill tailwind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to eat the sport beans. I was supposed to eat at 9:15. I'm going to eat those now. And for tailwind, I'm about a bottle behind, but the weather's kind of cool and I'm feeling all right. Holy cow, this was a full sit on your butt deal to get down. The guy who just ran through said, I thought we were supposed to be trail running, not rock climbing. All right, hour 4. I'm at the shooting stations. I've gone 9.75 miles. I'm feeling pretty good. Everything seems to have settled in for the run. Like, I'm doing all right on my tailwind. I'm able to eat. Everything is working pretty good at this point. I have made some mistakes on my little food plan. I put clock times on here instead of like chip time, and I didn't really leave myself a way to track how many bottles of tailwind I've actually been drinking. So like, I've lost track. I have no idea. Okay, hour 5, I'm back at the van. I'm actually doing an aid station stop. So I've already finished my first lap, and then the parking lot and the van is just like another like 2/10 of a mile afterwards. So it's a little side trip, but it's not too bad. I'm feeling pretty good. I have a potato burrito that maybe I will try. We'll see how my stomach feels, but I'm going to turn on my run 2 walk 1 timer for the second half. I have no idea how many bottles of tailwind I've had, but I've had quite a lot. I don't know if raspberry tailwind is caffeinated, so that would be worth knowing. Oh, I want some gloves with some better thumb protection for my poles. These are old cycling gloves that I've been using, specialized cycling gloves. I will check in at hour 6. I'm about on track for a 10-hour race. The course was a mile short. I think I said that already. Yeah, so I'll check in at hour 6. Here we go. Hour 6, and I've done 14.68 miles, and I just did the big fence line climb. Maybe you can see it goes all the way down there. Feeling a little slow, but this race front loads all the pain, and then there's some easier miles at the end.
Run 2 minutes.
Oh, there's my timer. So I'm feeling okay, but definitely feeling like I'm slowing down a little bit. But also, this is the pain cave part. So let's go. Hour 7. See you then. Hour 7. I've gone 16.76 miles. And I'm starting to like the shady spots probably way more than I should. So as soon as I get to an aid station, I'm going to get a nice cold towel and get it on my neck and maybe pour some water over my head to just kind of bring the temperature down a little bit. This is what happens when you don't have heat training yet. But it's not hot exactly, but there's like large areas of this run that are just very exposed with no shade. So it gets pretty hot out there. It's 2:03, so we're starting to get into the heat of the day. Between now and 4, it's probably going to get pretty roasty up here. Just one foot in front of the other. Hour 8, about to do a really big climb. Just left the last manned aid station on the marathon, and I took some time there and just refilled literally everything. So I am good to go to the end. No worries whatsoever. I've gone 18.62 miles, and
Run 2 minutes.
I've lost all control of my food plan, but I'm still feeling pretty good. I did a Spartan here once. I do a lot of burpees when I do a Spartan. It's hard to do burpees here. All right, hour 9. I've gone 20 miles and change, and I have somewhere between 4 and 6 miles to go to the finish line. Just feeling generally pretty good. My feet are a little tired, but other than that, like, life is good. So if that's all I have to complain about after doing this for 9 hours, I think I'm doing okay. So we'll see you either hour 10 or the finish line, whatever comes first. Hour 10, I've gone 22.24. Brian said he ended with 24.7, so I have some 2-ish miles to go. Still feeling pretty good. I did have some Chips Ahoy at the last aid station, and I have 1 bottle of Tailwind left that I'm working on, but I am definitely tired and hungry, and my feet hurt. So super excited he moved the van over towards the showers, so I won't have to walk across the field to get my stuff, so that's pretty cool. All right, we'll see you at the finish line. So I didn't do a finish line video because after hour 10 video that I did, I ended up in a really, really bad headspace, and I was in just no mood to deal with the video at the finish line. I basically went through the finish line, went and found Brian, and got in the shower. Like, it was like bang, bang, bang. I barely grunted at the people to get the medal at the finish line. I did take some notes, and here's what I've got. So the first thing is the anxiety. I'll make another video about this another time. That's gonna be a bigger video and kind of a deeper video, but I had a lot of anxiety on this race. It was probably the worst race anxiety I've had yet. If you're not really doing endurance sports and you want to know a little bit more about what kind of mental and emotional roller coaster folks can go through, check out my video series here on the mental and emotional side of endurance sports to learn a little bit more about that. The second thing on my notes was that my food plan, I put it in clock time and not in chip time. Clock time is like the time of day, like 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m. Chip time is if you have your watch, your Garmin, and you hit start on your watch, and however much time has elapsed, that's called chip time. As I was getting on towards the end of the day, and I was getting more and more tired, and things up here were getting a little slow, it was starting to get harder and harder to deal with it. So if I just need to make sure that I put those in chip time from now on. The third thing I did is that because I tried eating my food on a 45-minute interval instead of a 30-minute interval, I really got a little out of sorts when the 45 minutes landed on an hour. I had written down just to refill my Tailwind because I was trying to make sure that I had a bottle of Tailwind every hour. But I forgot to write down, like, eat a food and what food I was supposed to eat. 45 minutes felt a lot better than 30 minutes though. So I think 45 is better. And that's actually the first time I've tried 45 minutes. So food plans will get better from here on out. The next thing was I had that whole section where after Brian and I split up, I thought Brian had all my salt. After Hell's Hills, that was one of my lessons learned. Being aware of the salt made me realize that I needed to do more of that when I got to the aid station. So that was really, really good. The fifth thing was not having a way to keep track of how many bottles of Tailwind I had drank and how many foods I had eaten. As I started getting tired and getting toward the end of the race, like, I just had no clue anymore. I was just like, well, I think I've had a bottle of Tailwind this hour, but I'm not really sure. I don't even know if I'm behind on Tailwind or ahead, or what am I supposed to eat? Like, it just all ended up being a mess. Number 6, this is a big one. Potato burritos do not belong in the cooler. I was going to try it at this race, and this is one of the foods that Brian swears by, is the mashed potato burrito. And he even said putting those in the cooler was the worst idea he's ever had. So we'll never make that mistake again. I will try one more potato burrito at our next training run that we're going to do here in a couple of weeks. Number 7, specific pole hiking gloves have been ordered and will be tested at the training run in a couple of weeks. And the last thing I think I have on my list, number 8, is I really need to work on moving quickly over technical terrain. I sprained my ankle really bad in October of 2022. It really took me a while to start trusting that when I put that foot down, it's gonna stay and it's gonna hold me. I have complete trust in the Hoka Speed Goat shoes. Like when I put my foot down with those shoes on, they're not going anywhere. But I've been just not confident in myself, in my ankle strength, my ankle stability. So I'm working on that. It was so scenic. It was so beautiful. Everything was just, and the weather was incredible. I'm really looking forward to doing that one again.
And that's all I've got. I'll see you outdoors.